So this is going to show how effective it can be to get a capital explorer, which normally you wouldn't do because you know it costs you 1 star per turn if you don't get the workshop. So in this we could already see 2 of our opponent's borders, so we know this explorer is most likely going to meet some other tribes. We got climbing from Jin, we got 5 stars from Hoodrick, and we got hunting from Barter. And that was only possible to meet Barter because we met Jin first, and he gave us climbing. Because otherwise, our explorer would not have been able to traverse over that mountain to Barter's territory. So here's where the question of usefulness comes in, because I would have already met these 2 opponents on turn 1 or turn 2, and I would have got tech or stars from them, plus I would have had an extra 1 star per turn if I didn't get the explorer. The only player I wouldn't have met was Barter. But hunting's not even. I don't even have anything to hunt. So how important was it to get an explorer compared to just being patient and getting the workshop? Which one would have turned out better is what I'm asking. So here's another one. This one has it's less crowded. I don't see my opponent's borders. It has terrain that I believe is more beneficial to an explorer because it's more open. So I got gold PC, which now is going to allow me to upgrade my capital as Jin on turn 1, which is lucky because turn 1's early for Jin as far as upgrading the capital. So I was a little bit torn on whether or not to get this explorer or not. So I thought the terrain was better looking. I mean, I know I already have climbing, so mountains aren't going to be a problem. It's not going to bounce off mountains. But this explorer actually doesn't turn out the greatest. So it goes through Zabassi's territory. I already met Zabassi. It goes down south. Kiku with me fishing. So that was probably literally useless. I don't have any fish. So now all that did was cost me 1 star per turn because I don't have a workshop. But I am going to bring up an important point that I didn't bring up when I showed Zabassi's explorer from the capital. So the explorer does show us our opponents, where they're at, how many units they have. So it's very important for planning purposes. But the question is it worth 1 star per turn to be able to plan better? I'm probably going to go for yes, because in this case, I can see Zabassi doesn't have a second warrior. So I'm kind of not dreading moving my second warrior down south towards that village, because I know this warrior is going to be able to open that ruin by himself. So yeah, for planning purposes, it's very valuable, because also I can try to get maybe a rider or an archer out of that village, and that'll ensure I can get this village down here in the south before Kiku's able to. But that's not quite all, because we get another explorer right away here from this room we were able to open. So we've got climbing. I didn't know before, but it's lucky it was, because there's quite a bit of stuff up there in the north. There are quite a bit of opponents. Organization from Barter. Gold pieces from Vinger. That's 2 opponents. We got archery from Hoodrick. That's 3 opponents. And gold pieces from Imperius. That's 4 opponents. So I mean that shows you the lucky end of getting an explorer, the lucky potential you have. So yeah, it's risky, but sometimes it can pay off. In this case, I'm going to get a giant as Jin on turn 3.